Hi, and welcome to part two of the All Signs person you're no longer in contact with reading. I am using the Fairy Tale Lenormand deck and a beautiful Doreen Virtue deck, which is messages or magical messages from the fairies. So a bit of a fairy theme today, and we're going to get straight into it. I did want to mention as well, I am aware that my links aren't actually able to be clicked on at the moment. That is going to take a little while for that to be fixed. YouTube's just having difficulties recognizing that, yes, I am the same person, even though all my identification actually has a prominent mole. So I'm having just a bit of trouble with that at the moment, but just waiting. I've got to wait that 30 days for the verification to go through properly with the video verification there. Just a side note, but if you do want me to send you those live links, just email me at shell77345@hotmail.com and I'll get those to you. Or you can follow me on Instagram. It's easy to just search it anyway. It's mshell crazy fairy, and I believe the paypal.me/ mshell crazy fairy is the same sort of username as well. Obviously, I'm Michelle, and so firstly, we're going to get started today with the fire signs. So Aries up first today, and we are looking at no contact, the person that you're no longer in contact with. Now, I am sort of limiting this to sort of roughly 6 months-ish. So it's somebody that you probably, have been in contact with, strong connection at some point, whether that be a love relationship, a family relationship, whichever person is on your mind when it comes to no contact. But we are sort of looking at just the last sort of 6 months and the next sort of 6 months as well. So having a look for you there. First of all, Aries and the person that Aries are not in contact with. So just doing a past, present, future spread there. So in the past, with this no contact connection, what has led to the no contact? What was the relationship like before the no contact? So just giving us a bit of information there. Past for Aries, present and future. Oh, that one doesn't want to come out. Hang on, I'll shuffle again. Okay, so Aries, I will draw another card for the past there. That has come through as the gentleman card for the past there. So I will draw another card just to clarify what's going on in the past there. It does lead me to believe that the masculine figure in this connection may have been the one that has sort of initiated the no contact or is the reason behind the no contact. So we'll see what that's actually about. Now, it is the gentleman card, but it can also just mean, the more masculine aspects as well. So not necessarily gender. So if you are in a gender neutral connection that we're looking at here, it would just be talking about, the more dominative person in this connection, the more masculine minded person. I do prefer to sort of look at all my male female cards as more masculine feminine energies rather than actual genders, even though they are gendered in the Lenormand. So we'll just get some more information there. Past for the person Aries is in no contact with. Okay, and I just had one flying out there. Okay, and so straight away, this is giving me a really good indication of what's happened in the past between the two of you. That is the Whip card. So the Whip card quite often talks about, troubles and tensions. So obviously, when it comes to no contact sorts of situations, that's, probably part of why the no contact has sort of started there. But what I'm really feeling with that whip there is that whoever the masculine is that we're talking about within this connection, I'm getting a really strong self-punishment sort of vibe with that, like that self-sabotage sort of thing, that like self-flagellation type vibe with that whip card today. So, the masculine is obviously struggling with some sort of self self-damaging behaviors when it comes to this connection, beating themselves up sort of thing, about things, and that could have all probably led into why this is currently a no contact situation. So something to keep in mind there, that the masculine energy in this situation probably does have some, self-punishing type behaviors, and that may have led to these tensions and issues within the relationship. So really sort of taking that on board and trying to move past that past energy there. So in the present, we do have the snake card there. So the snake card can talk about, connecting back with that whip card. It can be talking about, some deceptive behaviors coming from that masculine energy as well. But I'm really actually feeling that at the present, this is a very, like passionate and fiery type energy happening right here at the moment with this snake card. It can sort of talk about that, that sexual area of passion, and that sort of stuff as well. So it can be talking about that. And if side note for you guys, if that is resonating for you there with, a strong passion element between the both of you, that could actually be talking about that particular more dominative type energy there as well, with the whip, because whips and chains excite me, as they say. So that can actually be referring back to that as well. Just a bit of a side note for there, for anyone that resonates with. That could just be spirit giving me a little bit too much information about that connection there. But yeah, back to the snake energy in the present. Sorry, that's set my giggles off, I think. But that snake energy there, it can also talk about, like shedding your skin. So shedding off all these negative behaviors, these negative elements that have sort of been in play, and starting fresh, especially when I'm looking at what is coming up in the future with this connection, which I am just going to draw another card more specific to like potential communication as well. But it does sort of talk about, shedding that skin, so to speak, snake energy. You probably are coming from a period where you are very emotionally closed off. We do have the imagery of the snake, so it can be talking a little bit more about that, like the Medusa story, like turn to stone type of vibe, when you do sort of look too directly at the source. So basically there though, but I do really feel that that's probably actually coming back to that past energy and really needing to sort of shed any deceptive behaviors that have been in that connection, in order to move that connection forward, if that's what you want. So yeah, the present energy, a little bit sexual there, but also just talking about, prior issues that may have come up for you guys, those prior tensions, but also shedding that skin and, slithering your way on into some new energy there as well. Because in the future, I have drawn the heart card. Obviously, we all get that wonderful love image when it comes to seeing the heart card. So it can actually speak to, a deep connection between the two of you in the future, able to be formed, whether that's something you want or not. But with the love energy there, it's also a bit of a reminder as well to, you know, love yourself. Um, when it comes into the future, when you are trying to deal with these elements in the past that may have been really tough, to make sure you still have that sense of love towards yourself within the situation as well. Like I said, I'll just draw another card there, specifically asking Aries and the person that they're no longer in contact with. Do we have any upcoming communication coming through in the near future for Aries and the person they're no longer in contact with? Okay, so I'm seeing the anchor there. So I just got to get a bit of a vibe on that one at the moment, because that can be read quite a few different ways there. I'm reading a bit of stuck energy there with that. So sort of stuck in that heart space, not sort of knowing what to do. It feels like no direct communication is forthcoming unless you sort of do that yourself, Aries. You know, it's up to you to choose when to bring your anchor back up and set those ships on sailing. You know, with the anchor, it can also talk about, you know, the elements of security. So being secure in the love, being secure in your love for yourself, your sense of self-worth, but being secure that this is a loving type connection. It is a heart-based connection. So be a little bit more secure in that, and it does feel like it is completely safe to do that. You know, with this person in the near future. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a bit of stuck energy coming through for you when it comes to this particular person. So obviously, it's, like I said, keep saying it's totally up to you guys how you choose to step with that. I'm not seeing any outright communication coming through, but if that's something that you choose to do, it does feel as though it's safe to do so at this time, in the very near future for you guys there. Now, I will draw that magical messages from the fairies card for Aries and the persons that they are not in contact with. Aries and the persons that they are not in contact with, please. Okay, and this is sort of making sense completely with that stuck energy, Aries, and that heart space energy being important in the near future for you. So we do have, whom do you need to forgive? Okay, so as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. So this is really sort of talking about letting go of those past tensions and troubles within this connection. You know, we definitely did see potential trouble and tension in the past coming from that masculine within this relationship. So you know, letting go of any old anger or resentment that is flying there. Now, I have been feeling the moon signs really strongly today, and Aries is actually my moon sign. And I will say straight away that this does resonate for me as well with past situations with people that I'm not in contact with. So I'm pretty confident there that that's exactly talking about, you know, needing to forgive yourself as well as the person that we're talking about as well. So, you know, releasing all those old anger and resentment, because, you know, holding on to that stuff, it only hurts you. And basically trying to move forward back into that heart space where you are coming from a place of love rather than hurt, is quite important there. And that card specifically says you will find that your wishes will come true. So, you know, once we find it in us to forgive and not necessarily forget, but forgive and let go of that resentment that may be lingering there, that you will find your wishes coming true in this situation. Whatever you are wanting from as an outcome for this situation, whether that be, you know, this actually coming back around and reconciling, then that will be what will come to you guys. If that's not something that you want, that's fine as well. It's just talking about, letting go of that hurt for yourself, and then you will find other things in your life will sort of start falling into place as well. All those wishes coming true. So that's lovely for you there, Aries. Okay, and moving into Leo, we're looking today, Leo, at the person that you are no longer in contact with. Basically getting a rough idea of, what's gone on in the past with this connection, what's going on in the present with this connection, and what's going on in the near future with this connection. What's most likely, I have been drawing, specific question on will there be upcoming communication between you and this person. Keeping in mind that communication can also be talking about just energetically as well. It may not be direct, like physical communication. It may also just be talking about that energetical connection and communication, like through your souls or heart spaces, Okay, so we're doing Leo. What's going on for Leo with the person that they're not in contact with? We want to see what's happened in the past, what's led to this no contact for Leo. The present for Leo and the person that they're not in contact with, and the near future for Leo there. Okay, so for the past, there we have got the Scythe. Sorry, camera's really having trouble picking up today, but we have the Scythe energy there for the past in this connection, which this straight away leads me to believe that this was a sudden thing. It just came sort of out of nowhere, this no contact. You may have been like ghosted by this person, or you ghosted this person. Like, obviously flip it if need be. It was something happened quite suddenly that changed this connection, like it feels quite drastically. This Scythe card, you can sort of see the imagery there. At the front we've got the darkness, and then behind Scythe we have the light and the sunshine section. So we've gone from one to the other quite quickly. So there has been a bit of a sudden break, or breakdown of that connection, and so obviously that would have been a pretty severe sort of scenario, and I'm just really feeling that sudden aspect, like it happened really quickly. So it may have been unexpected. Something unexpected may have happened that has led to this. So moving on to the present with that connection. Now, I've been seeing this card quite a lot today with these readings, but we have the heart card there. So we're talking about in the present, being in our heart space, the potential for union. So I'm not feeling that this is necessarily directed to this particular person. You may still have a lot of love for them, or once again, flip as need. They may still have quite a lot of love for you, but it's feeling a more singular heart space energy at this time. So it's sort of saying about sitting in that heart space and really working out what you are feeling, and what your heart really does desire at this time. You love is a many faceted thing, and it can be talking about that self-love quite a lot, especially when looking into the future there. We have the tree card for you today, Leo. So the tree card is really, really emphasizing that self-care aspect there, looking after your own heart, number one, looking after your own sense of growth. So there may still be some more healing that needs to happen for you in the near future, Leo, when it comes to whatever this big, obviously, if it's a big, sudden, drastic change, yeah, it's going to take some time. Unfortunately, we can't just close our heart off completely that easily those feelings do sort of sit in that heart space, whether you deal with them immediately or not. So really seeing the need for some personal growth and sitting with yourself for a little while there, and just healing yourself and your heart space from whatever's happened in this no contact situation. So no direct communication coming through. I will ask directly and draw another card to ask directly, will Leo be having any near future communication with this person that they are no longer in contact with? Is there any communication coming on through for Leo in the near future? But obviously, we're looking at that self-growth and that healing really being of importance to you at the moment. And yeah, once again, I've got the child card there as the clarification when I've asked specifically about communication. So yeah, I feel once again there's no clear communication coming through at this point. That's not saying it won't happen, but it's very, very important to be sort of looking at your inner child at this time. What do you need to do to look after your sense of that childlike innocence within your heart space, within your sense of love and relationships, and those sorts of things. Obviously, it may not necessarily be a like a love relationship that we're talking about here. It could be like a family relationship, a platonic relationship, but love is also still very important with all those sorts of relationships. Like, we all love our family and our friends as well. So that sort of love is really important as well. So looking at our inner child when it does come to that self-growth for us in the near future there, looking after that child that's inside us all, that part of us that never wants to grow up and wants to have that playfulness and be able to grow and in a safe way. So really looking after that child of you at the moment there as well, Leo. Now I will draw one of the magical messages from the fairies for you. This is an oracle deck, so they just got some beautiful messages, just something extra for you there, Leo. What does Leo need to know about this no contact situation at this time? That one really wanting to come out. So that one was patience, please. Once again, some beautiful greenery in the imagery there. So once just supporting that tree message as well with that self-growth and letting your own healing sort of take precedent at this time. So patience, please. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So yeah, when I've asked about, the communication aspects and those sorts of things, once again, may happen at some point, but at the moment we're just having to sort of sit and rest and heal a little bit more. That may be one of those unseen factors that it's talking about there. Just some other things needing to fall into place to be able to bring through that positivity once again. And sort of that communication, if that's what you desire with this connection. But yeah, at the moment, it's just sort of telling you, have a bit of patience with yourself as well. No one heals on the same timeline as everyone else, and that is perfectly fine. If you feel like it's taking you a little bit longer to heal through certain situations, that's totally fine. Some people are able to, do that self-growth stuff at a really rapid pace. But like I said, when you are having things just popping up suddenly, that makes them a lot harder to deal with because they were probably unexpected as well. So please leave me a comment below and let me know if that resonated for you guys. Let me know what you would like to see readings about in the future. What sort of situations would you like me to look into for you guys? So leave me a comment. I'd love to see it. Okay, moving into Sagittarius, the last fire sign for today. I will be trying to swap around the order that I'm reading people in so that we can all get a turn. Everyone likes to be first sometimes, don't we? Sagittarius being towards the end of the year. We have to wait nearly the whole year for our birthday, so we shouldn't have to wait the whole year for a reading, right? So I will be putting the orders differently with all the readings, but today we're looking at the person that you are not in contact with currently. So we're just doing a past, present, future spread there, just looking 6 months sort of either side. So what's going on for Sagittarius and the person that they are not in contact with, please? The past, the present, and the future, please. Okay, so Sagittarius, you've got a couple of cards here that have been coming out in quite a lot of the readings. I know I just had this one here for Leo, so if you do have Leo signs, that might be relevant to you as well, but it has come through in quite a few readings today. So, make sure you're checking your moon sign as well. I feel like, especially if this doesn't really resonate for you, and because the present card I have drawn for you has come through for nearly every single air and water sign as well. So if you have some prominent air water signs, I'd definitely give those a look today as well. But for the past there, we've got the tree card. Now, so for the past with this no contact connection there, I feel like that's just telling us that you both needed to grow a little bit. And the reason that you guys are currently in no contact is because somebody needed to sort of branch out on a limb, go a different direction for a little while, focus on their self just a little bit for a little while. So I'm not feeling anything drastic from that past there. I will just grab another card just to check, because that's just feeling a little unclear to me there, Sagittarius. So I will grab a second card for your past with this person that you are not in contact with. Okay, so I have pulled the cross card there to go with that tree. So yeah, I feel like this was actually a very spiritual connection that you had with this person, and you may have even had religious differences, and maybe that's part of why this period of growth needed to happen in the past. This is why we're having a bit of no contact currently. The cross can also talk about, like that self-sacrifice as well. So I feel like that could be talking about someone in this connection maybe has like done a little bit of self, like sacrificing this connection, just so that they can heal or grow just a little bit more. And that was just the way that the way that it needed to happen at this time, because there is a strong element of destiny coming through with the cross card as well. So it can be like a very destined growth that was needed for this connection. So you guys might have there might have not actually been any huge drama or problems between you guys, but there was just this period of growth, and this self-sacrificing energy was really needed at this time. They felt as they flip it if you need to. If it resonates the other way around, that's fine. But it does feel to me like they needed to, sacrifice this connection just because they knew that they still had some growth, and they wanted to, just set down some stronger roots. They wanted to plant some seeds with you, but then, yeah, that's a really convoluted message there, but it's all about having those strong roots in the connection, and they will come back to it. It does feel very much like that to me, that they know that this is sort of a destined connection, and they even just looking at the present and future, I'm really feeling that, yeah, this is definitely something we are going to see come back around again. Um, so yeah, just feeling like we needed to lay down some stronger foundations and roots within ourselves before we could actually, fulfill what was supposed to be with this particular connection. Because in the present there we have the ring. So this is the card that has come out for nearly every air and water sign today. So the ring really talks about cycles, especially with what I've just spoken about there too, that it feels like it's definitely sort of coming back around. That feels like it's something that is about to happen if it hasn't happened already, that this person is, coming back into your life in one way, shape or another. So I'm not seeing any clear messages of, like text messages or calls or anything like that, but the energy is definitely supporting that this cycle is coming back around, and that this is sort of looking to be a strong relationship in the present moment. So it's I'm feeling that that's, when I'm talking about the present, this is sort of now-ish, not necessarily a set date or day, but it's sort of a very current energy. So it could be any day now. It's pretty close, especially when I'm looking at the future card being the sun, and the sun there is, all things happy, all things positive, all, shining warmth down upon the situation. You can see here in the fairy tale lenormand that the imagery is, the Sleeping Beauty type energy. So it's like you guys, it's like that whole Sleeping Beauty story, true love's kiss will wake it back up, So it feels like this cycle really is coming back around very, very soon, it's basically feeling very, very blessed and happy union when it does come back around again. I will just grab another card specifically asking about communication. Should you reach out? Are they going to reach out in the near future here or the present for you today, Sagittarius? Okay, so I'm getting the gentleman card coming out there when I've asked about that. So the gentleman card, I'm not wanting to assign genders to the gentleman and the lady cards within the Lenormand deck. I do sort of see the gentleman much more as just the more dominative person, the stronger type person, strength-wise, like in the connection. So whether that be the masculine or the feminine, or the female, that's up to you to work out which one that is actually referring to. But whoever this person is for you, the more masculine energy in the connection, they are probably going to be the ones that are reaching out. So if that's you, it is totally safe for you to reach out to this person. As long as you're reaching out with that warmth and that positivity, it's really feeling like, now is the sort of time for this to come back into union. The cycle has come back around perfectly in line for the masculine to be able to reach out and connect. So there you go. That's a pretty straightforward contact there looking for you. Now, I will draw a magical messages from the fairies oracle card for you as well, Sagittarius. And Sagittarius and the person that they are not currently in contact with. Sagittarius and the person that they are not in contact with. What do we need to know? Okay. This exact same one just came out for one of the other signs as well, one of the fire signs, I believe it may have been Leo. So that's the Patience Please card. So that's just saying what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So going back to that tree, that is probably the unseen factor. I said the exact same thing in that, I believe it was that Leo reading, because we did see the tree in that one as well. Seeing the green tree-like imagery in the back of that patience card. We're just waiting for that self-growth and that cycle to have completed with the self-growth, but it's looking very, very close for you guys there. Just have patience for that to come back around. It may not be today, like I said, so just maybe needing a little bit more patience, and maybe even if they do come back around and you do sort of are back in contact with this person pretty quickly, still needing to remember to have a little bit of patience within the situation, because things will, what you're asking for is coming about. It's just a matter of time, with the patience, please card. So maybe just needing to just give them a little bit of time, and talk to them slowly, rebuilding this connection. Okay, so leave me a comment and let me know if that resonated for you, or if you decided to check any of your other signs there. Like the moon sign energy has been pretty strong today, so that might be a good one to check as well. But moving on to the earth signs with Taurus. So Taurus, and the person Taurus is not currently in contact with. Just doing a quick past, present, future there with the fairy tale lenormand. I do also have the magical messages from the fairies Doreen Virtue deck over here as well. It's an oracle deck, and I will be drawing from that as well for you. But the past, present, and future for Taurus and the person they're not currently in contact with, please. Okay. I've drawn two for you for the past there, because I did have the lilies fall out, and occasionally when I have cards fall out, I just want to get a backup card just to ensure that I choose the right interpretation for these cards, because there are quite a few interpretations, ways that the lily can go. So the lily there, as you can see, some little frogs on their lily pads. Okay, and then we've drawn the woman as well. So with the woman, I just want to note, we're probably talking about the more feminine person within the connection, not necessarily the woman, but it would be the more feminine energy coming through there. And this is probably going to be the reason for the no contact. So the feminine in the situation is probably the one who has ended the contact, chosen the no contact, or be the cause of the no contact. Obviously flip as you see fit, if necessary, but with the lilies there, the lilies can be talking about a few different things, like I said. So it could be something, there is an element of longevity with the lily. So it could be something like the feminine was not seeing potential for longevity within this connection, so chose to go no contact. But I am actually feeling that this might be career related, because the lily is a career card, and it does sort of speak to someone who's choosing their career as important over a connection at this current time. So whether this is a love connection, a family connection, or a friendship type connection, obviously you'll know, but they may have just been needing to sort of focus more on career-based things, the longevity of their career. You know, they may have been looking at the long term when it comes to things like career, and sort of needing to take a bit of a back seat with the other areas of their life when it comes to this particular connection, and the reason that we're in no contact at the moment. I feel like that's going to definitely resonate for somebody out there. But if that doesn't resonate for you, I feel like this is actually a particular story for a Taurus out there, where it is actually talking about the career being chosen. So if that doesn't resonate for you, please check your moon sign. I am getting strong moon signs come through today. So I would send you straight over there if straight away if that's not resonating for you, because I'm feeling that, yeah, if that's not the situation, like if that's your situation, that the feminine energy in the connection has chosen their career, or they have chosen or they've decided that they don't feel a longevity within this connection, and that was the reason for the no contact, then yeah, the rest of this may not resonate with you at all. Just a heads up there. Okay, and the present energy, I've drawn the Tower. So I'm feeling that the foundations were built in the past, but something has sort of obviously made it go no contact. The foundations are there, but they may be crumbling a little bit at this point, and you may be a little bit sort of stuck in the past with the way that you're feeling about this particular connection. You may be thinking, like, overthinking, thinking things over and over and over again about things that have happened in the past. Why did they choose this instead of this, and so on and so forth. And so the Tower really does sort of speak to things in the past. It can also sort of talk about needing a bit of solitude at the moment as well, because especially in this deck, we do see this is sort of Rapunzel's tower. She is, you can't really see in the since my camera is not working that well, but Rapunzel actually is up in that little window with her hair hanging down, all hanging down. So could be talking a little bit about that sort of a thing too, like Rapunzel up in her tower. Why did you isolate from me? Why did you isolate from me? Why, let me climb your hair, let me come back sort of vibe. So it can be talking about either you or this person just needing a bit of solitude at the moment. Whichever one of you this is, you're up in your fortress, just needing a little bit of solitude at the moment, needing to sort of feel like you've got your foundations a little bit more stable before we can sort of even consider looking into where this connection is going. And that's probably why it's a bit of a present vibe at the moment. So the Tower can actually, a lot of people, anyone that knows tarot, if you do know a little bit about tarot, the Tower is definitely a bit different in the Lenormand deck, and in this sort of vibe, it is actually a little bit more like the Hermit card than the actual Tower card in the tarot. So it is a little bit more like the Hermit card, where you're sort of needing to take a little bit of time to yourself in that solitude, and that locking yourself away in the highest tower, waiting for the dragon. Random Shrek reference there. So if that means something to you guys in this particular connection, some weird Shrek reference, cool. But in the future there, we are seeing the crossroads. So the crossroads, as you can see, we've got one path that goes the dark route and the other path leading off into the sunshine there. Obviously, not every choice is dark versus light. That's not the way that it is. But the crossroads really does talk about decisions, choosing which path you're going to take when it comes to this scenario, so like maybe this is why you're up in your tower at the moment, thinking things through, needing that solitude, trying to decide which path you want to take from here, whether you want to sort of try to move forwards with this connection, try to move away from this connection. It does feel like you're sort of choosing which direction to go at the moment. I will just ask if we have any clear communication coming through for Taurus from the person that they are not in contact with. And no, we don't. sorry. We have the mice card there. So that's just really talking about things sort of eating away at you. As you can see, the mice in here in this depiction are eating away at all the grain there. They're in the larder eating all the grain. So we do have a little bit of three blind mice vibe with that fairy tale story as well. So feeling like a bit of a blind mice trying to make this decision, not knowing which way is going to be the best way for you to go. I totally get that. But I would also like to reassure you that, whatever decision that we do make, the crossroads is always a bit of an indication there to remind you that no matter which choice you make, no matter which path you follow, um, you know, it still leads us to where we're supposed to be. That is your path. Regardless of which one you end up choosing, that is your path. So you will always choose the path that you are supposed to be on, whether it's the windy one that takes us the long way or it's the quick and short route. When we never know until we make that choice. But whatever choice you do make, it is the right one for you. So just keep that in mind. Don't let these things nibble away at you too much and keep you locked up in that tower. Sort of, it's fine for you to come back out whenever you're ready. So we will draw one of the magical messages from the fairies. Taurus, and the person that Taurus is not in contact with, please. What would you like Taurus to know about the person that they are not currently in contact with, please? Okay, so we have summer. The summer card is coming through. Now, I'm in Australia, so I am reading these seasons as the seasons for me. So if you are elsewhere in the world, like and you are aware that the seasons are opposite, feel free to read that as either your summer upcoming in the next few months or winter. I am personally feeling that this is my summer that we're talking about here. So that's sort of, summer's only just sort of ended a month ago there. So, I'd be looking at nearly a whole year that we're talking about this process taking, needing to sort of make these decisions in the next few months when it comes to what you want, where you want to go with this connection. And then by summer, you'll know which path you've chosen and where you are within this no contact connection. You'll have a much clearer idea. So it does say that everything you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. So now really is the time to choose that path. Make that choice, make that decision, and whatever choice you do make, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel come summertime, and you'll have a much clearer idea of which way you are walking. So thank you, Taurus. If that resonated, let me know. I do feel that may have been a quite specific story just for a couple of people, not for all the Taurus. So, feel free to watch your other planet positions there, your other signs, particularly your moon sign. I'm finding strong moon signs resonating today. So if you wanted to check your moon sign, go right on ahead. But moving on to Virgo. So Virgo, today we're talking about the person that you are not currently in contact with. Getting a bit of information about the past, present, and future with you and this person. Just give me a moment. I just need some coffee. Okay, thanks, Virgo. So Virgo and the person that they are not currently in contact with. What is in the past with this connection? Why are they not in contact currently? What's happened in this connection to bring about no contact? Virgo and the person they're not in contact with, please. Past, present, future. Okay, so in the past there we have the Child card. This has come through a few times today. Sorry. This has come through a few times today for people, and I'm finding that in as a message for what's happened in this connection in the past, I'm just feeling that one or both of the people in this connection, there was some immature behaviour that has led to this no contact situation. So a little bit of immaturity coming through with that energy there. Maybe it could also be something within one of the people, whether that be you or the other person in the situation. This may actually be related to, something from childhood, something, connecting to that inner child self that that has occurred, that has sort of led to the breakdown of this contact. So keeping that in mind, like if you are aware, like if you know what led to the no contact, um, keeping in mind that it may actually be related to something that's happened in their childhood has made them behave a certain way, and that is why that happened, or why it happened the way it did. And maybe it's something in your childhood that made you act certain ways, behave certain ways when it comes to certain things, and that's maybe something that you need to consider at the moment, to sort of stop and have a look at what that could have been that did lead to this no contact. Because yeah, that childhood vibe is sort of coming through pretty strongly there, but also I'm getting a strong sense of immaturity as well. So something around that arena, some sort of looking at things immaturely, like emotional immaturity, that sort of a thing, could have been a big part of what's happened between you and this person. So for the present Virgo, we actually have one of the most beautiful cards in the deck there, the Stars card. So as you can see in the Stars card there is sort of like a figure up in the stars there. So this can actually talk about, things like your spirit guides and those sorts of things guiding you at this time when it comes to this connection. So I'm feeling a heavy sense of protection when it comes to the stars card for you today. The stars does talk about, your wishes and desires, your hopes and dreams, those sorts of things. Wishing upon a star, but it also can actually represent, you know, star in the darkness. That's the shine out in the darkness. There's just this a spotlight basically shining on you. I feel like, if you think of yourself as the lone star in the sky, you're just this beautiful speck of bright light in a dark sky. So you may feel surrounded by darkness, but you are shining brightly at this time. And anything that you wish for, you are able to manifest at this time. I feel like that's something that you need to hear today, Virgo. That all the shine that you do put out there, you're putting light out there into the darkness. You're dissolving that darkness with your light. So everything that you are wishing for now is a really good time to actually be manifesting for you at the moment. So if you don't know much about manifesting, I would sort of look it up. Basically, shine bright like a diamond this month, Virgo. Within this connection, you do have that ability to sort of bring that light in at the moment. So if that's something that you do currently wish for in the present, start manifesting a return on that now. Start wishing for the best. Have that sense of optimism that everything will sort of work out the way that you want it to, and you're really in a position at the moment. You're protected and able to do so. So if you do need to heal some of that child stuff that we just talked about, now is a really good time to shine a bit of a spotlight on those issues as well, and sort of like wish for those things to be able to not be a problem in the future as well. And then for the future position there, we are seeing the fish the fish card there. So the fish is all about abundance and financial success. So there may be a possible financial thing coming up with between you and this person. That may be a reason that you do return to contact with this person. Like maybe there's some sort of financial thing that you guys need to discuss, but mostly just talking about abundance. So once again, going back to that stars card, just talking about these you really being in this energy at the moment, and in the near future, where you are able to actually bring in all the things that you do want and wish for. And so it's sort of basically telling me that it doesn't even matter about this no contact situation for you guys at the moment. It's all about bringing all different types of abundance in for you at this point in time. And if that particular relationship is something that you do want to create abundance in, now really is a good time for that as well. You will be able to definitely get those wishes granted at the moment and bring that abundance back in. But also, a side note, there's plenty of fish in the sea. So if this isn't the person that you do want to maintain contact with, just remembering there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of people out there that are willing to, give you the love that you deserve, whether that be in platonic, romantic, or family relationships. Those types of relationships, you can create new ones when you need. I will just draw another card just quickly on specific communication between you and this person that you're not in contact with. Will Virgo give or receive specific communication from or to this person that they are not in contact with, please? Book. So the book there, oh, my camera really not wanting to pick up these cards today, but the book really is talking about new starts, new beginnings, new chapters in this connection, in your life in general as well. So all those wishes coming true, new beginnings, new starts. You're really actually in a really great position at the moment, Virgo, to bring in new things as well. So maybe not worrying about this no contact situation, maybe focusing on the new at this time. Yeah. I will grab a oracle card for you there. This is the Magical Messages from the Fairies by Doreen Virtue oracle deck there. So Virgo and the person that they're not currently in contact with. We are seeing flower power. Usual. I normally do find with this oracle deck, I normally draw a totally different card every single time, but today I've actually drawn the same cards a few times, and I did draw this particular card for, I believe, one of the air signs, so maybe a water sign. So if you do have a water or air sign heavy in your chart or in your moon, I would suggest checking that as well. This is the flower power card there, and it does say spending time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. So it's going to be a really great time for you in the near future. If you do, when it comes to this no contact connection, flowers may be quite important. So floral stuff, gifts of flowers, wearing perfumes, those sorts of things, using incense that is more floral scented, could be really useful to you at this time. But it also does talk about personal healing power as well. So it's talking about, bringing those wishes to life for you there. You know, flowers, going out into the garden and grounding a little bit may be really important to you as well. You know, just enjoying the beauty of life at this time, I think is going to be quite important for you, Virgo. You know, I think that's why that power card has come out for you there. You know, your personal healing powers, your wishes. You know, we all have these personal healing powers in the form of wishes and manifestation. So, manifestation being quite important for you guys at the moment when it comes to this connection. So, feel free to leave me a comment, Virgo. I'd love to hear if that resonated for you guys. I also would really love some, you know, let me know what you guys want to see readings on. What sort of situations would you like me to read for you? Let me know your star sign and what sort of situation you want to know about. And I'm sure I can get a video up in the near future regarding that. Okay. So, Capricorn, how are we? Today we're doing the person that we are not currently in contact with, what's going on with this situation in the past, present, future. I'm using the fairy tale lenormand and the magical messages from the fairies oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. So, bit of a flower uh, fairy. Maybe it's a flower fairy, who knows? Bit of a fairy theme going on today. So obviously quite close to my own heart since I am the crazy fairy. So what's going on for Capricorn and the person they're not currently in contact with? What led to this no contact situation in the past? What's going on for Capricorn and the person that they're not currently in contact with? That's why the flowers came. That's why I misspoke and said flowers, right? Because that's just jumped straight on out at us there for our past position. I will grab a secondary card for the past position there. Present, near future with the person Capricorn is not in contact with. Okay, so this might be a reading just for me. Who knows, guys? I am also a Capricorn. And the second card I pulled there for the present was the Bear, which is one of the cards that I associate with Capricorn and myself quite strongly. But going back to that flower card there, you know, wishing for the best. So one or both of the people within this connection were wishing for the best. But we're sort of seeing that there was a bit of obviously we're now in no contact, so there obviously was some issues that wishing for the best and hoping for the best couldn't solve. But basically there the flowers will be sort of talking about, yeah, well wishes, hoping for the best, that sort of a vibe. Flowers may have been important. Obviously, I did misspeak a moment ago and say flowers instead of fairies. So there may have been an element within the connection that had to do with flowers or gardens, those sorts of a vibe. It can also just be talking about a high level of pleasure within that connection as well. Now, the Bear card is all about strength, protection, as well as defensiveness and power as well. So I feel as though the power dynamic in this connection, there may have been an issue there, and maybe that's what has led to the no contact, a bit of defensiveness on one or both sides. Flip it as need, of course. But yeah, someone obviously bit too much mama bear energy there, and they you know, were maybe a little bit defensive and overprotective of themselves, of their emotions, of this connection, and maybe that's something of what's has led to this no contact. Yeah, so I'm just really feeling a strong sense of defensiveness when it comes to that overprotective, defensive sort of, attack sort of vibe, like when you don't know how to deal with things and you're feeling a bit defensive about something. What do they say? The best defense is a good offense. So it's like attacking before knowing the full gist of what's going on, being a little bit too defensive when it comes to things being said or behaviours and those sorts of things as well. So that may have been an element in what's happened with this situation. Okay, I will need to draw another quick one for the present, as I have drawn the lady there. So obviously we're looking at the feminine energy in the present. The feminine energy in the present, whether that is you or the other person, the male or the female, that's up to you to work that one out. But we are talking about the more feminine element as well. Like when we're talking about this power issue, the opposite. So the more timid partner in the connection. So the feminine energy is not necessarily gendered. It is just talking more about that feminine, more diminutive energy, the more feminine energies. I don't really like to assign genders as such. I would rather talk about the energies. So yeah, we're talking about the more feminine energy in the connection there, and them needing to make a decision. Them needing to make a change. So once again, whether that's you or the other person in this situation, needing a change, needing to choose which path we're going to walk when it comes to this situation. This is the present energy for you guys. Feels like these decisions are pretty heavy duty at the moment on your mind. Needing to choose what we're going to do about this situation. Are we going to, reach out to this person? Are we not? I feel like that's sort of along those sorts of lines for you there. What do we need? Also choosing what do we need to change? What 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 things do we need to choose the path of defensive, and what things do we need to choose the path of, it's not that big a deal, don't actually worry about it. As well as in the near future, we have the clouds, so a strong element of thinking things through as well. The clouds can sort of talk about, like a bit of anxiety and those sorts of things as well. Overthinking things, that sort of thing. It's all about thoughts and, a bit there about your perceptions when it comes to certain things. So stopping and thinking about, were we acting defensively for the right reasons? Were we acting defensively without thinking it through completely from the other side, or what? Those sorts of vibes with that coming through as well. So I will draw another card just to ask specifically about communication, but that really is talking a lot about, keeping an eye on what you are thinking, how you are thinking things as well. So making a conscious effort to, be up here in the sunshine of thoughts and the happy, fluffy clouds, instead of letting the storm and the swell of negative thoughts take over. So really needing to sort of focus our thoughts and stay positive when it comes to this situation, rather than letting all the negative thoughts take over. So for Capricorn and the person that they're not in contact with, near future, will there be any communication between Capricorn and the person that they're not currently in contact with? We have the cross. So up to you whether you want to sort of, I'll give you the two main things I'm feeling with that card. Side note, it can be, it could have been a very spiritual type connection as well. But one of the things I'm thinking here with the thoughts and the cross is the thoughts and the cross. Yeah, so the clouds and the cross is, you know, are we like feeling, are we thinking in a way that is self-sacrificial, or are we thinking in a way that is, you know, self-expanding? You know, we don't want to be sacrificing parts of ourselves when it comes to this connection. We want to be standing in our power. Once again, back to that bear card, stand in your power as well, and wishing for the best. So we do have that strong element there of you know, being careful of our thoughts, really, and not letting it be a burden on us as well. But yeah, with the cross as well. The other thing I would like to say about the cross as well is it is a religious card. It is a highly spiritual card, especially in this deck. There is a small there is a girl there dancing in the background with joy behind the cross. So there is a very strong destiny link with the cross card as well. It may be a very spiritual energy based connection between you and this person, and so just recognizing that, not overthinking about that, but just recognizing and accepting that there may be some strong destiny playing out in this connection, especially with the road card there. So the path that you choose to walk is kind of predestined as well. So no matter what choice you make, no matter what decisions you make, no matter which path you choose to take, it is all coming back to that may be possibly part of your destiny when it comes to this connection. So I will draw a magical messages from the fairy card for you as well, Capricorn. So Capricorn and the person that they are currently not in contact with, please. Okay, we have ask for what you want. Okay, I think it was air. That's very interesting. I said at the start of this Capricorn reading, this may be like aimed at me a fair bit, this particular reading today. I do not mean to do this. I have been trying to keep my own personal bias on and my personal life completely out of these readings, but I have seen a lot of similarities between my Aries moon and my Capricorn sun. So this actually came out in the Aries reading as well. So we have the ask for what you want card. You can see the little fairy there blowing on the dandelion the wish flower. So it's really saying, let the universe and other people know what you need. So there may be other people around you that, you know, there is this element of destiny with this other person, you know, and really need, like, really letting them know what you want to achieve with this connection, letting them know how you feel, letting them and the universe know which path you want to take when it comes to this situation. You know, this manifestation can't sort of really happen. Our wishes can't come true until we actually work out what our wish is, what decision which path we want to take when it comes to certain situations. So if there is a specific outcome that you do want from this person that you are not currently in contact with, whether that be to keep it no contact or to move back into contact, needing to really ask for what you want. So, you know, ask the universe and the universe shall provide. Okay, so thank you so much for sticking with me today, guys. Please leave me a comment and let me know what resonated, what didn't, any particular situational stuff that you would like to see me talk about in the future. I probably will be uploading quite a few more videos in the next few days. I'm actually really enjoying getting into this a bit more and sharing it with you guys. So it's something I'm doing for my own personal self, and I'm finding really finding my own passion for it all over again, which has been really nice. So thank you. And thank you for everyone who's watching. I really appreciate any likes, subscribes that you want to chuck my way. Every little one means a huge deal to me when I'm only just starting. But yeah, please leave comments and let me know what you think. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.